Top of the morning. Thanks for being with us. I'm your host today, Seth Lawrence. The WHOW Morning Show streams to Facebook and YouTube, brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. Rennie Cluver is the executive director of the Clinton YMCA in studio with us today. Good to see you, Rennie. You staying warm out there?
I am.
You get up and do grit on a Monday morning. That'll warm me right up.
It didn't take long.
No, never does in that one. Never does in that one. But hey, speaking of grits, and just kind of moving. I was telling you before we got started. Tony Kirkman at the Piatt County Mental Health Center gave the Y a shout out and said, hey, if you're looking to break those holiday blues, the winter doldrums, get connected with the YMCA and get involved in some of their programs. I thought that was great advice, and the YMCA is the perfect place to go. It was a perfect piece of advice, I thought.
Yes, that's a great shout out.
Yeah,
from Piatt, and we appreciate that. And it's really a no-brainer when it comes to health and wellness, mental health part of that, and the Y's mission and the overall health of an individual. I've had, just within the last week and a half, I've had several encounters that I was just a bystander of at the Y. And I was just really taken back. Like, this is why we do what we do. Just the interactions I've seen with a handful of members in the wellness center that see each other on a regular basis there. And they were by far different age brackets, and just the connection that they have, and just the conversations that they have. Like, this is.
Can you tell us about that more?
Well, it was just one person came in, a young person came in, and an older person was leaving, and they, instead of just leaving, they stopped and said, "Hey, I just wanted you to know I wasn't here last week, and it was because of was under the weather," and they had a great conversation. It's like, that connection. I mean, they don't know anything else about each other besides what they talk about at the Y. And it was just great to see that, because you don't always get to see that. I mean, being at the Y, if I get out of my desk, and I was in the wellness center doing a little workout, and so I was able to catch the interaction. And so, and then I just was able to read our new member spotlight too today, which you can find on our website, and we have one every month. And just to hear what our members of what the Y means to them, it just keeps pushing us why our mission is so important. And, we're working on some big things at the YMCA for the future health and wellness of not only our community, but our county. And we'll be able to talk about that soon. And it just makes me even push for that even more, because of our reach can extend. And so, but we're there now, and there's so many different ways and avenues, through aquatics to just whatever age group you are, we've got something, and we can point you in the right direction if you need help. Sure.
Well, let's start with, of course, New Year's resolution time is right around the corner. Let's highlight some of these things, Rennie. How can the Y help someone? Let's talk memberships. First of all, how do they get a membership? What's is there a cost for that, or what is the cost for that? And then from there, again, how can the Y help someone with their health and wellness goals now and into the new year?
Good. And I would really encourage, this is probably the hardest part for someone that hasn't had doesn't know what to do in a wellness center, or then I suggest take group exercise class, because it's all choreography for you. You don't have to guess at anything. You don't have to, how many reps do I do? It's like, it's done for you. And you end up getting a community of other people, like-mindedness, and just like to be there, and accountability. It's a great, for someone that just wants to, I don't want to have to think about my workout, show up and the instructor will tell you. That's a great place to start. There are some people that don't like the group exercise atmosphere for whatever reason. Typically it's because they've never tried it before. They feel like, I'm not that good a shape. Well, guess what? If you go and just see the people who are going to that class, it's all levels,
all shapes, sizes, ages. Yep.
Which was what I love. But anyway, that's the hardest thing. And so the hardest thing is for someone to ask for help, because we'll have new membership coming in January 1. We're going to hit it, and I'm going to get this new membership at the Y. And then 6 weeks later, they vanish
Mhm.
because they get stuck of, I don't know. I don't know what to do. We've got so many different things that we can help you with.
Mhm.
We just need you to ask.
Yeah, you've got pamphlets posted of workouts you can do from beginner to
We've got staff that would do a walkthrough and orientation for all the equipment that's there.
New equipment now.
Yep. So it's, and we've talked about this before. Anytime you're starting a health and wellness journey, the goal is you got to get it to where it becomes habit,
Routine. Yeah.
and your discipline will take you so far, but it's got to become habit. I mean, because there's a lot of people that were disciplined to come to group exercise. Well, this cold weather, I think gives you an excuse. Habit is, I got to go do this. It's just part of what I do. I don't feel good if I don't do it. And so that's the goal in health and wellness, and the Y is there to help you out.
Sure.
Any way you need it.
Sure. Rennie Cluver, Executive Director of the Clinton YMCA, our guest in studio here for this morning. How does one get a membership started, Rennie? And when they get that membership started, how soon can they be in the Y and utilizing it? What are the levels of membership? You talk about the group classes. How about access with some of those things?
Yeah. And I really like when people come in and ask, if I'm in my office and I'm right there by the front desk and I'll hear someone come in and ask, hey, I just want to know about your memberships. That is the best thing to do, because our front desk staff just light up. Like, this is their time to be like, oh, awesome. Glad you're here. We'll give you a little tour. If it's something that you want, here's membership forms to fill out. You can fill it out right here. I can help you with it. We'll get you signed up today. And what is today? Today is the 15th. So if you came in today, it's about halfway through the month. So you wouldn't even pay a full month's membership. It would be prorated and you would start today. If you wanted a 24/7 pass, it's $12, one-time fee. And then you can come and use the wellness center whenever it's convenient for you. If you want to get into group exercise, if you're a new member, you get to try, I think, every class for free before you commit to wanting to do $12 a month for the Fit card or Aquatics card, which is a great deal. And so that's the best thing to do. Come to the Y, get a tour, ask the questions that you have, get the schedule with, if it's group exercise, if it's just, this is what we've got going on in the pool. Staff would be there to help you.
Sure. Yeah. Well, and so then, Rennie, of course, you talked about, really the first hurdle in your health and wellness journey, and I encountered this early on, was making it a priority. And it's easy to build that momentum early, the first week, the first 10 days, whatever it is. It becomes a grind after about 3 weeks to a month, because, you've seen progress, you feel good. And then, like you said, you get stuck and you don't know where to go next. Or, we, like January 1, you set out those 2026 goals and you've made it to the 28th of January, but then February hits and it's really cold. And then there's a lot of snow and, it's like, oh, I just don't feel it today, or gosh, this heated blanket on the couch and my Netflix just sounds really good right now. How do you overcome that? How do you get that momentum to make it a routine?
If I had that answer, I would be a millionaire. Can sell it. And I don't. I just could take, and each person's different. I could take my own personal experience. I will say this though about that, because I think people don't want to be sore. I don't want to be sore. But there is a point where you want to be sore enough to know that you, like, hey, I did something, and that's a kind of a good sore. I don't know. And that's different for every person. But that's a turn off on a lot of people. Like, I just don't want to be sore, or my joints, I can't do this. Like, hey, we've got chair yoga. You don't even, if you can sit, you can do chair yoga, or aquatics is great on the joints. Any aquatic class, or just getting in and swimming. And you don't have to be an Olympic swimmer to go down and back or to do things in the pool. And we've got staff that will help you. I think that key too is, it's not even just about the workout, because you could have a week where, like, I just couldn't get to the gym. Well, what other things can you do that's just at home? Like drinking more water, going to making sure you get sleep, whatever those little things, you can keep those things regardless of what's going on outside or if you don't have transportation, it's like there's a lot of little things that you can do. And that's one suggestion I have, is to start small.
Yeah, I have to confess, I've found myself with those days that turn into weeks where it's like, work is overwhelming me, and now I got to go get kids from school, and now they need supper and they need help with homework, and then next thing I know, it's 8:45 and we're putting kids to bed, and I'm just wiped out, and I don't have the time, I don't have the energy for it. I've found myself in that rut. It's a tough spot to be.
We all do. And it's that point where you can fight through it and understand that that's okay, but don't quit your health and wellness. Like, it's always okay to come back.
Find a restart. Yeah. And you don't have to wait for that restart, right? Like, somebody's, for me, I've missed the last 2 or 3 weeks because just work, like I said, I've been overwhelmed. I've been out of town for, a week and a half now. And you can just restart whenever. Like, there's, you don't have to wait till November or just January 1. It's like, well, we're already, to the end of December. I'll just wait till January and start. No, start now. Build that momentum now. I know we've talked about that over the years, is you want to build a good habit now for when you get to January 1 and you want to start to achieve those goals.
And I think setting some goals, especially over the holidays, because we're always going to parties and we have got this with this family and that family. It's real easy to go, I'm just going to let it ride and eat and drink what I want to, because starting January 1, I'm going to get, well, it's a lot harder if you've gone the next 2 weeks of just kind of letting yourself go, where maybe you could start with some easy goals that you could obtain. Like, hey, here's some goals I'm going to set for the staff Christmas party, the business Christmas party, that I'm going to limit this, or I don't want to be miserable and eat myself to where I've got indigestion and heartburn. And so I think those are some important goals, because once you get January 1 and you've spent 2 weeks of just doing nothing, of eating, and it's hard.
To get all that out of you.
I think a lot of it's the mental hurdles and that's that way with everything.
Not just health and wellness. Sure. Do you have any sage advice? The person out there that sets the goal of, okay, I want to lose 40 pounds this year. Well, that's a great goal, but I've always heard, the people talk about setting goals. Well, it's great to have an overall goal, but you've got to have attainable steps to get there. Any sage advice on, micro goals along the way to your bigger goal? Any advice there, Rennie?
Well, and that's a thing about why a lot of people will quit too, because at the Y membership or whatever, because their goal was to lose X amount of pounds. And maybe in the beginning they see that scale moving and then it stops. Well, then why would I continue to put my body through this? Or why would I continue to get up early or to spend time at the gym when it's not moving the scale? And everybody can go through that. That is probably the biggest mental hurdle if that is your goal. But any health and wellness, regardless if you're losing weight, is going to be a benefit to what is going on inside your body too, and blood work and heart health and cardiovascular, whatever it is. It's important to keep that going. But micro goals for weight loss, and that's different for everybody, and it's hard because I'm not a dietitian, or I'm not I've tinkered a lot with my own personal diet, and I've got ideas that, hey, this worked for me. Fasting, starting out with small fasting and not eating 3 times a day has been great for me. And I have energy and I sleep well at night. One of the things too is drinking more water. So it's different for every person, but I think setting those micro goals is and realistically, like what you said, 40 pounds, and let's make that for a year. And if you reach it by 6 months, then that's a bonus. But give yourself some attainable goals. And I think the number one thing to do is find something that will hold you accountable,
or somebody.
Yes. And that's usually somebody. Do it together.
Yeah, good advice. Very good, Rennie. Well, we've talked well past the break. How do folks learn about membership and the YMCA, Rennie?
You can visit our website, it's always got full of information. But again, like we said earlier, I think the best thing to do is to stop by the Y at 417 South Alexander Street.
Very good. Rennie Cluver, Executive Director of the Clinton Y, my guest in studio. More to come with Rennie on the morning show.
WHOW.
There's so many advantages and opportunities within Illinois Farm Bureau to work on yourself, on your business, and the agriculture industry as a whole.
That's why Douglas County farmer McKenna France is all in on the Illinois Farm Bureau. We invest in the people who make agriculture thrive. Illinois Farm Bureau Advantage, impactful advocacy, trusted information, and meaningful development.
Let's check the markets on the RFD Radio Network. I'm Jim Taylor. Corn, beans in Chicago. Wheat lower at this hour. March corn down 438 3/4. May corn down 2.5, 446 1/2. New crop December 459 quarters, down 2 1/4. January beans down 5 3/4, 1071. March beans 1080 1/2, down 6 1/4. New crop November 1085 1/2, down 2 3/4. March wheat down to nickel 524 1/4. May wheat 531.
When it comes to finding primary care, you can be seen at any doctor's office, but at Memorial Care, you're not just seen, you're heard. Our primary care team takes the time to listen to you, building a lasting relationship based on transparency and trust. So when you notice a change in your health, you've got a team that's ready to advocate for what you need. Memorial Care, real connections. Learn more at memorial.health/primary care.
You know, a favorite trucker hat with a wedding tuxedo is certainly a unique combination, but not as crowd-pleasing of a combination as Cropland WinPak varieties. WinPak soybeans blend together two complementary varieties to help maximize yield potential and reduce risk across variable field conditions in many environments. Talk to your local Cropland retail seed expert about WinPak varieties, one of the most unique concepts in soybeans today.
Your friend in Central Illinois, WHOW.
Once again, a good morning. Thanks for being with us. I'm your host today, Seth Lawrence. The WHOW Morning Show streams to Facebook and YouTube, brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. Rennie, I saw Rennie Cluver, by the way, Executive Director of the Clinton Y, in studio with us. I saw Reindeer Classic went off on Saturday. How did that go with that snowstorm in town and all the things?
Well, we were just lucky that it was able to happen. I think out of the 11 years now that I've been the director, there was 1 year that I don't think we've ever canceled it, but there was been a year where several teams just dropped out because of the weather.
Yeah, didn't we have an ice storm 1 year?
Yeah, it was pretty bad that 1 year. It was quite a while ago, but so I think we were lucky on the timing of it. And when we talked about Y's that came all the way from Danville and Canton and Decatur and Mattoon. And so we're glad that everyone was able to get there and that Reindeer was able to proceed, because there's really not much else you can do if you have to cancel it.
Yeah, sure. Well, on that note, let's dive into, as we get into the winter season here, Rennie. Obviously, this is the final week before school lets out, and there's going to be some Y-Zone Extreme days during the winter break. What do you know about Y-Zone Extreme for the break?
Yes, so we've got the 22nd, 23rd are days at Y-Zone Extreme, the 29th, 30th, 31st, and then January 2nd and 5th. And just a little bit on that, if you have to pre-register for Y-Zone Extreme. And I know Melinda has got it set up to where I think the 22nd and 23rd, those days, I think you have to be pre-registered at a certain time. And then the other days, another time, because we've only got so many spots open for Y-Zone Extreme.
Sure.
And they're going to do some swimming. They're going to go to the movie theater on the 23rd. They've got some games and crafts scheduled too. And so parents out there, if you're not registered for that and you need that service, just remember you have to contact the Y and get scheduled. Now, Melinda does a great job of any Y-Zone parents that we have. They'll get text messages letting them know. But if there's anybody new out there, please reach out to answer any questions that you have.
Sure. Very good. So keep that on the calendar. You said 22, 23, 29, and 30?
And then
Yeah.
the 31st, and then January 2nd and the 5th.
Okay. What is the Wise holiday schedule like?
Well, that's a good question. I think we close early on Christmas Eve.
Okay.
And then closed on Christmas Day. But then, and then the same would be for New Year's Eve
Mhm.
and New Year's Day.
Tell you what, New Year's Day, you walk into the Y 9:30. It's busy. People get after those New Year's goals bright and early. New Year's Day.
We love it. I just love that it's a great time of year for people to think about health and wellness with the New Year's resolution. And all I ask is anybody that needs help, please let us know, because that's what we're there for.
Sure. Very good. Couple minutes yet, Rennie. I know you've got some other programs you want to highlight. How about that?
Yeah, youth basketball sign up. That ends December 27th. And unfortunately, with basketball and with the number of kids and t-shirts, and we can take late registrations, but it costs. And so I do not recommend anyone being late on registration.
When did you say that ends?
That's the 27th.
27th of December. Okay.
Yep. And I'm excited. I'm doing pre-K again this year, and I really love that group of kids. The way we set it up is very clinic driven on working on skills and just proper technique and things like that, and make it so much fun. It's so fun for me. So I'm really excited about doing that again. It's Saturday. Pre-K is Saturday mornings at 8:00 at the Y.
Yeah.
Starting, I think the season starts January 6th.
Okay.
So whatever that date is.
Is that a Tuesday?
I think it is in the first.
Oh, we don't have the 27
Saturday,
calendar up there, or 26
first
calendar.
Saturday in January, I believe, is when pre-K is.
All right.
And then we've going back to health and wellness, an opportunity to stay connected. A new program coming up is Y Survivor.
We
You know,
haven't even
help you
touched
with
on
your
Survivor.
health and wellness
Oh, gosh.
goals. You want something that kind of gives you some incentive, then check out Y Survivor. I know that will be on our website here pretty soon, because that sign up will be going on here before too long.
Yeah. New Year's right around
Yeah,
the corner. We got to
yeah.
get to it. Sure. Rennie, where do folks go for all this information?
Website is great. You can follow us on Facebook. Our website, www.clintoncom@ymca.org.
Very good. Rennie, Merry Christmas to you and yours. Thanks for coming in this morning.
Thank you.
Rennie Cluver, Executive Director of the Clinton YMCA, in studio with us. Network news on the way.
WHOW.